Friggin' snapped right into place. Oh my God, butterflies, flies, flies, flies.
Hey, what's up, YouTubers? EXO coming at you here, feeling kinda meh, eating stale barbecue chips on the verge of throwing this camera against the wall. Whew, I almost wanted to rage on this one, fellas. Had a whole bunch of footage piled up, wonderful time lapses, and lo and behold, my SD card went kaput. I tried everything to revive it too, but only managed to get the clips from after I switched memory cards altogether. Big whoop, right? Looks like Old Faithful finally shit the bed. That's okay though, with you guys showing love over at the Showtime store, every little bit helps with stuff like this, so thanks for checking out the website. Here's what you missed from the clips I was able to salvage though. First up, wheel wells. Those suckers had to be dealt with. The driver's side always stuck out like a sore thumb too, being bigger than the passenger. So instead of covering one side and still having it be uneven, I wanted to mirror something uniform, so every sub could have similar surroundings to fire into. Here's the catch though. If we just wedge off the corners of the box using a fixed height the whole way down, not only do we take up more space, but the distance between the subs and this new slanted boundary changes along the way. Possibly inconsequential, that was still something my OCD wanted to fix. If the baffle had 8 inches of rise, the goal was to match that exact angle with a tapered version of the same wedge until the wheel well was fully covered. To do that, I cut 2 pieces of wood with one large end running parallel to the hump, tapered the end down on the small side, then positioned it slightly in front of the wheel well for a small gap in between. The empty space will be filled with adhesive and foam, so that's why each panel got carved out with a special little slot from behind. That's actually where I poured the foam into. After screwing those pieces inside the box with a crap load of PL, the final result, these bad boys right here. Bodywork started and everything. Sucks I lost my time lapses, man, but no sense dwelling on that. We've got more work left to do, that's for dang sure. So let's grab the next piece of the puzzle and see how we did with this little triangular frustum here. Looking real good right there. I think we did a great job with the angle. As far as that's concerned, everything looks nice and even, exactly how I wanted that. You can probably already notice that we're using different types of angle iron with this mock-up. It's 2 inches now. We're gonna use that for a reason. I'm not just gonna go willy-nilly with screws in here. I could just do like even spacing with a pattern like that. But what if I went right between where there's a piece of wood and a piece of steel? It could like bite onto nothing. So I'm gonna do it strategically. See, like right here, here's a perfect example of something that I would try to avoid by not just doing some generic bolt pattern without thinking about it. Say if I just, you know, did a zigzag right up here. Well, if you notice, the seam of the steel tubing is right there, right in the crucial area where I could be laying down a screw. And what is that gonna do? Go right into the crack of the squares that are behind this, and it's not gonna have a good bite. So instead of going willy-nilly with it, I'm just gonna go where my marks are, see where I need to go, either below or above it. Right here, I'll stick to below because I can get nice, valuable steel tubing. But once I reach this point, I'm not gonna do too much. I'm gonna probably go over to here so I can reach this steel. Yeah, I like this little bit. Once we're past that tubing going horizontally, I can kind of just put the screws in a perfect pattern. Don't even really need to think because we got 2 1/4 inches thick of pure wood right there. So that'll be plenty of a bite. Alrighty then, we got the holes all plotted out on the steel with our Sharpie marker. I actually tightened it up a little bit. When I was looking at it from afar, I was like, man, that doesn't seem like enough screws. So instead of spacing them out every 2 inches, I went to 1.5, tightened it up that much more, and now that I'm looking at it, it's perfect. I think it's really nice and tight now, and it looks like it'll be plenty of screws. Anything to get that much more strength out of it, might as well do it now before it's too late. So let's pre-drill all these holes on the press here. All right, there we go. Got all the holes drilled into the angle iron. It went really smoothly, man. This bit is ages old. I've had it forever. Lo and behold, it was really clean. Look at that, barely any blowouts on the back. Man, I'm a happy camper. I can't just go ahead and stick this in the vehicle right now. As you know, we got 12/18s to worry about. This is 2 inches wide. We're gonna have a problem, right? So let's take this over to the baffle and trace out just how much this will overlap these holes, because if it sticks out any bit past it, we're gonna cut it off. So let's go ahead and trace just how much it does stick out. All right, so I got this piece of angle iron clamped in, and I just had a crucial thought that's really important. And this type of thing happens quite a bit, where you figure something out and it changes everything crucially. So let me go ahead and walk you through what I'm dealing with right now. See this piece of angle iron going down right here? I cannot go ahead and trim out the excess for the basket to fit right now, because I don't quite know how much further back this piece of angle iron is gonna be positioned, because I'm cutting this at an angle. See all those squigglies on our baffle right there? Well, that's just to denote that I actually need to remove that chunk and match that little line. That's a 5-degree line, and I'm actually gonna bring it up 1/4 of an inch even more right there to that line that's all the way up in the front. Now, why am I doing that? To clear my port. I'm having a 3/4 inch port insert, so I need to make sure that it clears. So this was a crucial step. So I'm gonna make sure that I get the baffle finalized, get this angle done with the skill saw, and then position the angle iron, and then cut out the insides. Because if I cut these insides and then they end up being like 1 inch off on the back, and it's like all contoured over here and it's still sticking out right there, that would be a pain in the butt. So I'm glad I caught that. This type of stuff happens quite a bit. You always gotta think ahead. I guess I kind of forgot that the depth of my skill saw isn't quite deep enough. This is gonna have to be a 2-part deal. Since it's just a little sliver, the jigsaw seems to be perfect for this. Check out how fast she's going. It's already set at 5 degrees. Nice, it's just following that groove. I think I'm gonna do that instead. That's working pretty fast. All right, so I just changed it up a little bit. I wasn't entirely happy with the front the way it was just a second ago, so I put a little bit of a recessed edge on this thing, the exact thickness of our angle iron. I did it the whole way down, so check it out. When I plop this into place, oh my gosh, it fits in so snug. Look at how flush that is. That's more up my alley. This will be mounted in the box just like this, so imagine a nice bead welded across. Man, that is not going anywhere. This is perfect. I'm much more happy with this. It's still angled on the bottom here, so when you get it in the wall, see how there's still that little 5-degree angle? I'm just gonna use that, and I'll mount the front part of the box directly to this right here. Now we can finally trace out the edges of the subwoofers. Let's go grab the 2-inch big boys again and get those clearly marked out. Subwoofer holes are nice and clearly marked out. I wish you could actually see something with this Sharpie, but you get the gist of it. We're just doing freaking kindergarten tracing right now. Feeling good? Let's undo these clamps, because now we've got at least a reference point between the front angle iron and the back port, and now the subwoofers themselves. We got the lines all done. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna cut it out. Probably the jigsaw. Yeah, see, you can see that pretty well on camera, can you? Let's figure out what tool we're gonna use for this. I wish I had like a plasma cutter or something. Those are goals, right? But let's just actually clamp this somewhere and get the jigsaw handy. Hey, that's actually not so bad. That's pretty clean cut. Looking good. Woo! That one was harder than the last one. Dang! That's actually not too bad. I'm pretty happy with that. For a jigsaw freaking coming through in the clutch, that is something to be proud of, at least for me. I'm pretty stoked about that. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more haggard since it was kind of, you know, shaking like crazy on me, but there we go. One side is done. As you know, we have to do everything twice, so I won't bore you and do all these clips again. We just gotta do a mirror image, but in the meantime, I wanna grab this 1.5 inch and just do the little recess there. We already started it in the little while ago, so let's finish it up, cut the piece to size, and just install it with some screws and TL. So with that done, I think it's time to start putting a piece of this angle iron in the van. Man, I'm excited. Behind the scenes, just now I finished countersinking and drilling these holes. Last time we checked in on this right here, these weren't quite done yet, but figured I'd just do that before the quick test fit. I got the clamp on there right now. I just wanted to double check things before we start putting it in the final position. Here we go, guys. It's going on the wall. We got the lines drawn in the front and the back, so it should be pretty easy. Just a matter of getting them screws in there. Smack diddly-o-so, she's on the freaking wall, fellas. Feeling bulletproof already too, just by punching it like this. I can't get over how much bite I was able to get on these screws. You could physically feel the torque, and every single one bit hard without snapping or stripping. I'm very pleased with this hardware. There's 55 screws per side total, 40 into the wood and 15 into the steel tubing. This thing ain't going nowhere. Just think, there's gonna be all this bracing down the middle, plus the front itself. It's gonna be crazy. So let's keep riding this wave of energy with a little movie magic, shall we? After all, everything that you just watched has to be done all over again for the other side. But by the power of video editing, we just made things happen a heck of a lot quicker. Pretty sweet, huh? Both sides hanging strong, perfectly placed down to a T. Check this out. Grab my little level here, bridge the gap and show you guys what we're working with. Oh my gosh, now that's a bubble if I ever saw one. Nice and even the whole way across. So you guys know what that means. Is literally about to get real. It's time to go grab the baffle and start getting it in here. Well, almost. I'm just a little guy after all, and this thing weighs like 150 pounds now with this front piece of angle iron, so I'm gonna have to take this slow and steady. Here's what I'm thinking. Because the baffle is so large, I'm gonna use the rear bumpers right here to kind of plop it on top while I go around and lift the front over this lip here. It's a little bit sharp, so I'll have to cover it with something before dragging the wood across it. I just really need to figure out if I'm gonna do all these cross braces with the baffle in or with the baffle out. With it in, it should keep things from twisting a little bit, having that extra rigidity, but with it out, it should give me way more room to work. So I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. We'll see what happens though.
Okay, that worked out pretty awesome. And that's a close fit. Boy, oh boy, this is getting to be pretty exciting. What a visual right there, huh? Oh, there she goes, we got it. It's on the top. It's on the top level. Let's see if that will balance now. Whew. Let me bring you guys down here, switch up the angle. This is crazy stuff. Wow! Woo! Friggin' snapped right into place. Oh my god, butterflies 101, man. I am so freaking happy. That's exactly where I had it when I was over there out on the workshop, mopping it up, plotting it out. I don't want to get a little crazy on camera, but my enthusiasm may be getting the best of me right now. This is like otherworldly right now. I'm on top of the world, feeling awesome. Let me go ahead and collect some of my thoughts and we'll get you guys some B-roll shots of this beauty. There we have it, my friends. Another satisfying end to a whole heap and pile of progress. Whew, had to take a step back,
absorb the moment and appreciate what's really happening. This whole process is like therapy, honestly. So I'm super grateful to have this project. It's kind of my little escape, you know, to be able to come out here, work on something with my hands, film some home videos to look back on in 20 years. It's all gonna be so worth it. Thanks for joining the ride with me, guys. If you'd like to support the channel even more, definitely consider shopping at the Showtime store. Using code EXO saves you cash, and I get a high five for referring a friend. The guys and I are currently pushing to 10K on good old Instagram. If you ever find yourself over there, be sure to DM pictures of your builds, and we'd love to feature you on the page. As far as today goes, we've done enough. I've got like 3 times the work left to do just to edit this video. Stuff takes forever, man, I'm telling you. Not really looking forward to it, but if you enjoyed watching, be sure to stick around and see how it all unfolds. Next time, we'll be tackling the front with steel tubing and wood, the middle with cross bracing and rods, and possibly get started on the additional material needed to flush up the B-pillars. But until then, I've got lots more editing to do. Remember to check out Showtime, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound. This is EXO, signing out.